President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver his fourth State of the Nation address tonight, but this is his second since he was elected president after last year's general elections.
It's widely expected that he will talk about how government will stimulate the struggling economy, address matters around poor-performing state-owned enterprises and job creation. He will deliver the address as National Assembly Speaker Thandi Modise considers a motion of no confidence against him brought by the ATM.
Well, for more on this story, we cross to our reporter who's standing by for us in Parliament, Samkele Maseko. Good afternoon, Samkele.
Yes, indeed. This is Samkele Maseko reporting for the SABC live in Cape Town in Parliament. We are all set for today's State of the Nation address that will be delivered by President Cyril Ramaphosa at 7 o'clock this evening. Yesterday, he did plead with the youth of this country through the National Youth Development Agency to tune in, whether on radio, which I'm going to point to SABC radio stations, which are all set and ready to go for the State of the Nation address when the President will deliver it this evening at 7, and also for all the red carpet that will take through our news channel, Channel 404 on DSTV, will also be taking this particular event live with all the parliamentarians, all the dignitaries coming through to listen to the President deliver the State of the Nation address, which will be attended by former presidents. The last apartheid president, F.W. de Klerk, will also be here. Former President Mbeki will also be here, alongside the former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, that would be Baleka Mbete, who was also the Speaker of the Fifth Administration. I'm just walking down the parliamentary precinct where you will be seeing the President also be walking through, and where he will be standing and listening to the national anthem as it will be sang. But from a broadcasting perspective, from the SABC, we are ready to go. We are ready to broadcast to South Africans and bring them this 2020 State of the Nation address, which many people have dubbed the time for talk is over. It's now time for action, Mr. President. So there needs to be decisive action. We've heard the likes of the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, speaking today, saying that the President will be speaking on issues of service delivery. We are ready to go. Our political editor, Mzwandile Mbete, is marshalling the political team from the Johannesburg office and from the Cape Town office, from those who are reporting from Parliament, to bring you all the latest that comes out of this State of the Nation address. Key amongst the issues is the poverty that is faced and ravaging the youth of this country, that the President has promised to speak extensively about. The power crisis in the country, there's no power security. That is going to be tackled by President Cyril Ramaphosa, as he said yesterday that energy security is of paramount importance to and kickstart this South African economy that's in the doldrums. Gender-based violence are some of the issues that the President will also be probably covering in this State of the Nation address. Yesterday, we did cover a story of the President ironing out his speech with a young girl who says that she wants to have some influence on the decision-making powers, on the economic trajectory of this country, and kickstarting the South African economy. State-owned enterprises, Eskom, SAA, which is currently being rescued by business rescue practitioners, that will be amongst the issues that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be tackling. Then, most of all, South Africans want to see whether there will be theatre in the State of the Nation address. You've got the EFF, the 44 Red Battalions, as they call themselves, who are saying that as the President starts his address, they will stand up and prevent him, in demand that he fires the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, who's seemingly facing a political hot potato these days in his on and off support from the EFF. Today they love him, tomorrow they hate him, tomorrow they want him in office, tomorrow they don't want him in office. It's a paradox of issues facing the South African political spectrum in Parliament. You've got young MPs in the ANC who are saying that they will be defending their President, and he must not be deterred by the threats being pursued by the EFF. It's you're celebrating 30 years since the release of Tata Nelson Mandela from Robben Island, with the President calling on South Africans to emulate Tata Nelson Mandela. And those 27 years he stayed in prison, and here, particularly in the Western Cape, in Robben Island, calling on South Africans as he held that mic when Tata Mandela spoke for the first time on when he was released from from prison. Then just behind me is the red carpet where the various dignitaries, the members of parliament, will be walking up this particular red carpet to go up and go into the National Assembly for the State of the Nation address. On my right here will be where the presiding officer and alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa and the Deputy President David Dabetia will be standing and listening to the national anthem.
Samkele, is the State of the Nation address going to start on time?
As it's come over the years, it's most likely going to start on time. But the issues that are on the agenda is whether the EFF will be disrupting the State of the Nation address. The Imbongi will welcome the president as he comes into the chambers in the National Assembly, with all other dignitaries having been seated at the time and the members of parliament having been seated. And also whether the speaker, Thandi Modise, kickstart this particular State of the Nation address on time or not remains to be seen. But they are saying that it's all systems go. They are running as scheduled, and every aspect of this particular event, the 21 gun salute and all the festivities that need to take place will take place on time, and the president will take to the podium at exactly 7 this evening.
Thanks very much, Samkele, for that report. My colleague there, Samkele Maseko, reporting from Parliament. President